Welcome to AG Chelsea TV. This is the YouTube channel that will bring Chelsea fans the latest news of the club in our hearts. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to support me. Tottenham now ready to pay £300,000 a week to Chelsea player. Football Transfers has reported that Tottenham Hotspur head coach Ange Postecoglou wants to sign Romelu Lukaku from London and Premier League rivals Chelsea in the summer transfer window. The report has claimed that Postecoglou wants Tottenham to sign Lukaku on a loan deal from Chelsea if Harry Kane leaves for Bayern Munich. Bayern are trying to get a deal done with Spurs for Kane this summer. Lukaku, who spent last season on loan at Inter Milan, wants to leave Chelsea. The former Manchester United striker wants a 5-year contract at his next club and a weekly salary of £400,000. According to Football Transfers, Tottenham are ready to pay the striker £300,000 per week as salary and want him on a loan deal without an option to make it permanent. Postecoglou feels that Lukaku has the right profile to replace Kane right now, and his Premier League experience means there'll be no settling in period, states the report. Enzo Fernandez request approved by Mauricio Pochettino. Enzo Fernandez's request to play in more advanced role for Chelsea is set to be approved by Mauricio Pochettino, who is looking to sign a newer defensive midfielder. The Blues have already lost N'Golo Kanté, Mateo Kovacic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Mason Mount, leaving Pochettino short of options in midfield with just a few weeks before the Premier League season opener against Liverpool. Fernandez joined Chelsea for a British record transfer fee from Benfica in January. Despite the Blues enduring an awful 2022-23 campaign, the Argentina World Cup winner showed plenty of promise in his first 6 months. However, he was mainly used in a deeper role, something that interim boss Frank Lampard claimed may not be his best position. Lampard said earlier this year, "My personal view with Enzo is that he can probably play in all the midfield roles, but seeing him train and play, I get the feeling from him that he has more to offer than as a single number 6. Levi Colwill agrees new contract, but it's not signed yet. Chelsea defender Levi Colwill has agreed a new long-term contract at Stamford Bridge, but there are still some final details to complete, according to the Athletic journalist David Ornstein. Colwill is an academy product in SW6, having progressed his way up through the various youth ranks, but after never making a senior appearance, he's had 2 season-long development loans throughout his career, the first being at Huddersfield Town and the most recent, which was last term at Brighton and Hove Albion. The Blues centre-back still has another 2 years remaining on his contract in the capital, and having majorly impressed during his spell at the MX, Roberto De Zerbi's side had been looking to take him back on a permanent basis, alongside Premier League rivals Liverpool. Speaking after the Blues' 4-3 summer series victory over the Seagulls, Mauricio Pochettino was asked about the 20-year-old's future amid outside attention, to which he replied, "He's our player and he's going to continue with us. I am happy with him. His performance was good today. Better than what I expected because it's only the first game with us after the season in Brighton. But I think he can be one of the greatest centre-backs in England." Taking to Twitter, Ornstein revealed that Chelsea and Colwill have reached an agreement over fresh terms which will keep him at the club for the foreseeable future once signed. He wrote, "Chelsea have agreed a new 6-year contract with Levi Colwill. Deal has yet to be signed, but is now in place, commits 20-year-old left-sided centre-back to Stamford Bridge until at least 2029. Seen as having a massive role for club country." PSG expect Chelsea to make an offer for Mbappe after boss's call. PSG are reportedly expecting an offer from Chelsea for Kylian Mbappe following a phone call between Todd Boehly and PSG president Nasser Al-Khelaifi. Chelsea would face stiff competition for his signature, with Real Madrid ever keen and Al Hilal's £259 million offer still on the table, with the Parisians determined to get as much money as they can for the France captain. The deadline for Mbappe to trigger a 1-year contract extension has passed, meaning he only has a year left on his current deal. His employers are now desperate to get rid of him so that they do not lose him on a free to Real Madrid next summer. Though he is not keen on leaving now, Mbappe has been growing angry, and Chelsea would be willing to take him off PSG's hands with an offer, as reported by L'Equipe. The 24-year-old is training at the team's new state-of-the-art training complex in Poissy, unveiled in July after a £257 million spend, while his teammates are on a tour of Japan and South Korea. This entire ordeal was initiated when he wrote a letter to the club earlier in the summer saying that he wanted to leave at the end of next season, leaving them feeling betrayed. His refusal to extend his contract, however, has left them feeling they have no choice but to sell. Al-Khelaifi said, "By the standards of football, you never see your best player leave for free. It just doesn't happen." We don't want to let the best player in the world go for free, it's impossible. PSG is a French club, it's his city, and he's already said he doesn't want to leave for free. It emerged a couple of days ago that Chelsea were willing to hijack Liverpool's talks over a loan move for the superstar. Chelsea to get first refusal on next Kevin De Bruyne. As £10 million transfer nears completion, Chelsea have taken a big step towards securing the services of Russian wonderkid Arsene Zakarian. The Blues' sister club, Strasbourg, reportedly closing in on the youngster, who has been likened by fans to Kevin De Bruyne. Chelsea's interest in Zakarian stretches back to the January transfer window. However, they were unable to see the deal through due to reported complications involved in doing business with Dynamo Moscow. The Premier League are still keen to discourage teams from engaging in transfer activity with Russian sides. But Chelsea's multi-club model is set to pay off, with Zakarian in talks to sign for Strasbourg with a view to one day making the step up to Stamford Bridge. According to Di Marzio, the path has cleared for Strasbourg after rival suitors Lazio pulled out of the race. The midfielder will set the French club back at least £10 million. The 20-year-old has been earmarked as a future first-team player under Mauricio Pochettino. With 18 goals in 87 matches for Dynamo Moscow, Zakarian is already a regular at international level, and the Russian has previously been compared to De Bruyne. Arsene Zakarian might just be the next Kevin De Bruyne if he applies himself just right, wrote Ben Christjamal on Twitter. The youngster's impending move to Strasbourg means Chelsea will effectively have first refusal on him in future transfer windows, with the Evening Standard claiming he has been offered 1 year in France with the view of joining the Blues next summer. The Blues organised a similar situation earlier this summer when Abakar Silla, a defender deemed to have huge potential, joined the League One club after significant input from Todd Boehly and company. Zakarian can play in a variety of positions, including out wide, in central midfield, or behind the striker. Chelsea will hope that he hits the heights De Bruyne has after letting the Belgian go in 2014. Just 18 months after leaving Stamford Bridge, De Bruyne returned to the Premier League with Manchester City, and he has been devastating ever since. The 32-year-old has won 5 league titles since joining up with the Sky Blues. If Zakarian completes his move, he could be joined at Strasbourg by Chelsea newcomer Angelo Gabriel and target Eli Wahi, with both players marked for loan stints if all goes to plan. And that's the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to support me.